Yes, there's a gnat in my office.
Oh, here we go. We're live. Dina, hello.
Hey,
Hi. So everybody, thank you for joining us here today on LinkedIn Live with a Place Home franchise. I am Aubrey Phillips. I'm the business coach here at headquarters, and joining me is Dina Jenney, owner of a Place at Home, Philadelphia West. Yes. So how's it going, Dina? I know you've had a busy week, which you don't have to get into because I'll ask you about it, but how's it going today?
I guess we're probably all feeling a little tired, right? We're all just kind of fresh off the plane from a trip to Vegas, which was phenomenal.
Yes.
We all learned a lot, played a lot. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're all kind of feeling it today, but we're back, right?
We are back because we just keep coming back because that's what
Right?
senior care
Back
is.
and ready for more.
Yes. Well, we thank you for joining us live today. We really appreciate it. Really wanted to talk to you about the coalition that you helped start there in your community, working with some other in-home care agencies and other entities, and was hoping you could share a little bit about that. First of all, starting with what it is, right? It's called the Care Coalition. Yes.
Yes, Care
Okay.
Coalition.
So tell us a little bit about what the Care Coalition is.
The Care Coalition is made up of all different people from different areas of the senior care industry. So we have a couple of home care agencies, we have representatives from senior care communities in the area, we have real estate agents, attorneys, um, doctors, nurses, place care people that do care management. We really have a wide range of people that are involved. Um, and we started it because the other agency that I work the most closely with, which is Angel Companions in Devon, um, I work with their branch manager, Kim, to try to involve as many people as we can to come up with solutions for some of the challenges that are facing our industry right now. Sorry, got a frog in my throat.
Okay. It's okay. Darn frogs. So was this idea, was this like your specific brainchild? I know you came together with, um, I'm sorry, what did you say her name was at Angel?
Kim.
Kim. I know you and Kim had discussed this or whatever. So was it really the brainchild of the two of you? Did you guys bring in other people together? Like, how long did it take for you guys to? What was the risk? I mean, it's, you guys have. I didn't even know that you had like doctors involved and nurses, etc. So it sounds like the community really like responded to the need here. Was that your experience? Was there like an immediate like, yes, we'd like to be a part of this?
Yes, there
Okay.
was. So, and to be clear, I don't know. I'm trying to think if we had any actual doctors come to the meetings recently, and that may be, I'm just generalizing of all the different types of people that work with senior care. Um, we combine, first of all, the first time I met Kim, it was almost like an instant, we both were like, this is crazy. Like people need care and they need care
Yes.
in their homes and they're not getting it. And
Mhm.
this has reached, it was probably, I mean, it was already an issue before COVID, and COVID has just exacerbated everything. And staffing issues and all of these things have combined to create like really drastic situations where people are sometimes being left at home without physical care that they need for their safety and well-being. All that to say that she and I just started talking, and we thought, like, how can we kind of do, what can we do? Like, obviously, one person alone can't fix problems like these. So we thought, let's combine efforts and see what we can do. And we started with a little spreadsheet, and we just threw all of our every contact that we ever had from both of our databases into this one big spreadsheet, and just started randomly emailing, just casting a really wide net and saying, like, hey, we need to do better, and we need to do better together, and who wants to join us? And
Oh,
we
I
found, it's interesting. Kim and I, between the two of us, were joking about like the circle of trust. Like we want people to come together and feel like they can trust the other people in this group. And so, kind of by design or just naturally, I guess, at our meetings towards the end, everybody comes together in a big circle. And we call it our circle of trust, and we bring issues to the table. This last meeting was really successful because we had the local, the Phoenixville Senior Center is putting an event together, but they were looking for transportation for some of their seniors. And then other people in the group offered suggestions. And so you can bring a problem to the group of, maybe you have a client that you're having trouble staffing, or a client that utilizes resources that you may not have, but others in the group might have. It's only been about 4 or 5 months so far, and it's been incredibly successful. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of enthusiasm.
it sounds like it. And so can I follow through, like your last meeting, there was that issue like with the senior communities that somebody that needed transport for some of their seniors. Were you guys able to organize, like solve that particular problem, like in the group, like there was somebody there that was like, yes, we can take care of this?
Close to it.
Okay.
Not exactly with that exact example. I think it resulted in a couple of different connections being made with some people that might be able to help with this, or some people that might be able to help with something different.
Okay.
And then there were also a lot of suggestions in terms of what transportation companies could be contacted. So there was really, it wasn't like one person stepped up and said, oh, I have, a bus in my backyard, I'll help you. But
Oh,
it
nobody
was
has
more
a
the
bus.
collaborative
Right.
effort of everybody had different suggestions. So at our next meeting, I'm going to actually follow up with that person and find out if it did get
If it came
solved.
together.
We've actually also rotated where we have the meetings, because to our happy surprise, a lot of people were really interested in hosting meetings. So we've rotated where we have the meetings. And this last time, the meeting was at Sarah Care, which is an adult day center. And they brought in Twilight Wish, which is an organization. I happen to have their pamphlet at my desk.
I love that.
Yeah, they do. It says celebrating seniors and making dreams come true. So it's similar to Make-A-Wish, but it's for seniors. And so they came and spoke at our last meeting, and we're talking about a collaborative effort to maybe provide a wish to a senior. So it's far reaching, and we're not even sure what our goals are going to be for the year. That's actually going to be our focus of our next meeting too. We sent out a survey to all the members of the group to try to gauge what people want to spend their time doing. So I think that's probably a longer answer than you were looking for, but
no, actually that's beautiful, because I know that you have this group out there, and just knowing you, I know that you're actually doing real work with it, right? Because you're an advocate. Above all else, I think you're an advocate. But you guys are doing way more than I actually understood you were doing. So thank you for your long answer.
It's exciting. It's like
yeah.
really, it's to see the participation that we had right away, like the overwhelming response. And I wish I had thought to send a picture sooner, but on our Facebook page, there are pictures of our original kickoff meeting, and we set up our table so that Angel Companions was on one side and A Place at Home was on the other. And the idea was to show the collaborative nature of the group. I mean, the demand is there. I don't really feel like agencies need to be in competition with each other right now, because the demand is so great. I mean, we really need to be working with each other and not against each other. And Kim and I both really believe that. And that's what we're hoping to accomplish. So
it sounds like your community as a whole, believes that, that you should be working together. So you guys, that's fantastic. Did you have any idea when you first started A Place at Home, you decided to open up an agency, and I'm sure that I know you had reasons for why you decided to open up an agency. I'll ask you about those in a minute. But did you have any idea when you did that, maybe you had expectations of the impact you would make, but it sounds like there's an even larger impact that's happening with this care coalition, which probably wouldn't have even happened had you not entered into the senior care space. Do you think that's accurate?
Definitely. Because it entered into this at a time when nobody knew what to expect. And I think people still don't. It was right in the middle of COVID. And so everything was being redefined anyway. So I didn't really have any expectations.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was, when I look back on it now, I'm like, oh my God, that was and like I've said 100 times recently, I have a business background and I was an HR director for years, but that doesn't even matter because everything is different now.
Yes.
So everybody's kind of starting from scratch, and all of our expectations are different. And that's what I love about this, is that I can make out of it what I want. And this is, Kim and I finish these meetings really exhilarated,
Exhilarated. That's no, I was
exhilarated.
close.
We really, it brings it home because you get really sucked into the day to day a lot. And sometimes if you just have to force yourself to take a step back and look at what you're accomplishing and the meaning of what you're doing, and not so much about the day to day grind, because
I
it's always there.
Yeah, I love that you actually mentioned that specifically, like that day-to-day grind and being able to like step back from that and see the full picture. I think sometimes in this industry it can be difficult to do that, but I love that you're partnering up with people in your community. I love that you guys are having such a huge impact already. I can't even tell you how much I love that you're like, these communities needed transportation for senior care, and so as a group we discussed it to see how we could help. Like I love that so much. Um, Happens to be the case that you were nominated for something pretty big here recently because, well, a whole host of reasons, right? You're like the loveliest human being that's ever existed, first of all, right? So that was like a large part of the nomination. But this CARE Coalition got you nominated for a pretty big award that you, in fact, did receive last week as Franchisee of the Year through the International Franchise Association. So tell us a little bit about that and how you felt being nominated, not just nominated, but winning.
It was really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it was like really exciting. Just to, have that be recognized. So, and I really appreciate that you guys took the time to write that. And it was just a great chance to see everybody and learn some new stuff and meet some new people and network. And, and love to be able to use this as kind of a way to spread the word about the CARE Coalition too, that this is, I'd love to see this. There's only so many hours in a day and so many people. And so, I'd love to see this spread as wide and far as possible. And if winning this award is like I can use that towards
Platform for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It was really exciting though. It was such a great trip, and we all had such a good time too.
we really did. But like, I wouldn't have even been there had you not won, right? So like, I'm so happy that, but you're definitely Franchisee of the Year. I can say it with full confidence, but it's a little personal for me. So if I can ask you, so you just said you had an HR background and everything. Initially, what made you decide to get into like the senior care space? Like, what made you think like, I'd like to start a business and I would like it to be in this industry?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of, people don't just fall into this by mistake, right? It's not like, buying I'm trying to think, like a McDonald's, I guess, or whatever. It's definitely, I hear the word franchise, and that doesn't, that brings to mind a McDonald's, really. And that's not at all what this is, because in fact, I've used this example a million times too. You go into a McDonald's and you get the same hamburger every time, every McDonald's, no matter where you are. And that's why they're good at what they do. However, with us, you don't get the same hamburger every time. You might not even get a hamburger.
Right.
You might get fries. You might be on the, so everything that we do is customized. It's basically the exact opposite of what most franchises are, which is producing the same thing over and over again. We produce something different with each and every client. And so that's a long way of getting back to answering your question.
Okay.
I lost my job during COVID. I was an office manager, and everybody went home. And so there was no office left to manage. And I had some time, and I just started thinking I was just at a point in my life where I wanted to do something more meaningful and something different. And I was tired of working for other people, and did a lot of research and a lot of soul searching. And this is where I wound up, and I couldn't be happier.
Oh.
But I didn't want to do, I wanted to do something meaningful. And I remember the challenges and the struggles that we had when my father-in-law lived with us and needed home care. It was just, and that was before COVID, that was a number of years ago. So, I just knew that it was a need, and it's meaningful. That was really important. I was just so sick of doing things that didn't mean anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of meaning behind this. What made you you looked at a couple of different options when you were looking at opening up a senior care business, right?
We did.
If I can,
I'm still putting up with, I'm still hearing about that, actually. Yes. It just came up the other day. I did a lot of research. I did a lot of research.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's a big deal, like starting a business, right? You
yeah,
should be doing research. Yeah. If I can ask, what made you decide to go with a place at home? Which I can't even express how grateful I am that you did.
oh,
But
so sweet. And me too. I wouldn't change it for the world. I did a lot of like financial research, so it definitely, narrowed down a lot of options. And then I think I pretty easily narrowed it down to just a few companies. Like there were, for whatever reason, just a variety of reasons why I didn't go with a number of companies. But when I got it down to just a few, it was really the in-person visit that really made it, really sealed the deal for me. I had talked with Jared and Dustin and Mitch and other owners, and I was feeling really good about it. It felt like a good fit and all of that. But when we came out and met all of you in person, and just saw the quality and your personalities, and that really just made it feel like home. It just made it feel like the right fit. And so, there really wasn't, once we got out there and kind of met everybody in person, it was like, yeah, this is the right thing to do.
okay, well, I love that. Again, so grateful that you made that decision. Yeah. So you're coming up on 2 years.
I know. Crazy.
Coming up really, really fast. 2 years.
I know. I can't believe it.
Do you have this can be like little moments over the course of time or whatever, but if you were to look back over the last 2 years, do you have some things that you would say are, your favorite or the most rewarding or give you the best feel good feelings about owning a place at home, Philadelphia West?
And there are a lot of them. But it would definitely be the relationships that I have with my families, with my clients and their families. One of my clients, I had dinner with her and her, or not dinner, I'm sorry, I had birthday. We did a birthday celebration for her, but it wasn't like I wasn't there for work. I had, her birthday with her children, because I feel like, I've gotten really close with them. And, they know that I care about their mom more than just as a client, I guess, is what I'm saying. And I've developed those relationships with a lot of my clients, and those are really important to me. It makes it hard running a business sometimes, because you get to really care about people, and you're like, you don't want to see anything bad happen to them. And you just, at least for me, I'm like, well, we'll take care of it. And then, I get back to my office and I'm like, oh, yikes, what did I do? But it's true though. You can't, it goes back to, like I said, about it being meaningful. The relationships that I have with my clients and their families, I think that they really trust that that I stand behind my word, and I will take good care of their parents or whomever they're talking about. And that's what means the most to me too, is despite whatever comes my way in the course of a day, I really feel like I'm doing something to help people. And that's a really good feeling too.
You most definitely are doing something to help people. I know that for sure. Do you have any goals? Do you have a vision that you're looking at for coming into your second year, when you round out your second year, right? So over the course of the next year, do you have any big goals or anything exciting that you're hoping for with a place at home? Philadelphia West, Philly West, as I call you, short term in my head all the time. Yeah, Philly West.
Philly people, we don't play.
Yeah.
Philly West. I do, but they change. Like by the end of the day, they could be different.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I want to grow, but not too quickly. And I want to, like, I have a million goals, but mostly it's just centered around just kind of growing, but at a good pace, so that we're doing things right along the way and not just speeding along to grow. We really want to grow at the right pace, so that we're not missing anything and making sure that we're crossing all the that expression, crossing all the T's and dotting all the
Drawing all
I's
the eyes.
along the way. So
Mhm.
slow, steady growth, I think, is our big goal for the moment.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, like by tomorrow, that could be different.
Right. Right.
It changes all the time.
Well, actually, I actually happen to love the intention you put behind everything that you do. We had our call, for those of us that don't know, Dina and I actually work together. I'm her business coach specifically. So, but you just said on your call this morning, like, and you say this a lot actually, how you want to ensure that you're doing the right things the right way. You're always very, very intentional. So I can understand that slow and steady growth versus crazy and, not dotting all your I's and crossing all your T's. If you had to do this all over again, would you open up?
Yes, of course. I wouldn't change this for the world besides, being my own boss, which is just,
Right.
that carries a whole different layer of independence, but it also adds an entirely different layer of stress or responsibility, like whatever you want to call it. But I was ready for that. And to have gone into this with the group of people at corporate, you specifically, of course, but I mean, seriously, like with the Place at Home team and my team here, and the other owners, it's such a phenomenal group of people to work with, both locally and around the country. And I am always very, very proud of what I do, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah, we definitely have a good group here. You're a part of that. You won that award, right? Like that was your win. But we had franchise owners fly into Vegas to celebrate with you because you won. And I don't know if you can see the comments from your end of things, but our entire comment section is other owners and people at corporate just telling you how amazing you are. So
I can't see them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will say that we get that.
Thanks, guys. It was so fun.
Yeah, we get that feedback a lot from other owners, just that we have a really good community and culture here within the franchise, and that always makes me really happy to see that talked about over and over again from those of you that are actually in it. So
well, we do, and I say that on validation calls all the time. That when I first met everybody, everyone was so like, oh, we're a big family, and join our big family. And I was like, okay, big family, it sounds good, but is it real, kind of thing? And sure enough, it is. I mean, the other owners are definitely very close friends, and we've all hung out, outside of work. We've all done different things together, and it's really a phenomenal group of people, which speaks to you guys at corporate.
Yeah, well, thank you. But actually, I would put that back on you guys and say that literally nothing we do would be possible without you guys. So I have a couple more questions for you about Care Coalition. You just said you were hoping like this was like a foundation for like expansion on that and like bringing more communities together. Is that like an action item you want to cash in on right now? Do you want to give out contact information for anybody that's listening if they want to start a Care Coalition in their area? Does that feel too big right now with everything? That's up to you, but I will absolutely push that information out, and you can say it right here.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, if anyone wanted to contact me about it, to talk about doing something in your area, please reach out to me through our website, LinkedIn, email, text, call, anything. I mean, it definitely is an individual thing, but I'd be more than happy to talk about our experiences with other owners, branches. I mean, and I think, just the most important thing to keep in mind always is that we all went into this because, any one of us could have opened a window washing franchise, or like any one of us could have gone into something different.
Mm-hmm.
But people that chose senior care chose it for a reason. And I think connecting with other people in any part of the senior care industry to work together is a must at this point. Yeah. Because people are going without care, and this isn't sustainable. So,
yeah. Okay, lovely. Well, my last question, I think you kind of just answered it, which was if you had advice to give to anybody looking into starting an in-home care business or doing something impactful, what would it be? You spoke on it a little bit already, just organically, because you're amazing. But if you have anything additional to add, love to hear it.
I think just it's important to, if this area is your interest, um, what is happening is not sustainable, and the population is living longer and longer and longer, and somebody has to do something, and it's not. I mean, it's just one of like a million problems out there right now. So if we don't kind of take matters into our own hands, it's we have to stop waiting for other people to solve it and start doing some local stuff. And anyway, I'm going to go off on a tangent again. So,
Okay.
so leave that. I'll just
Look,
ignore it. I think that's great.
okay. Well, Dina, thank you so, so much, especially coming off of that trip, for making time today. I really appreciate it. And I think everybody here appreciates it. And we've got a Paul Jenney on here who seems to be a really huge fan. So maybe you should connect with him. I am. So, so thank you so, so much, Dina. And you and I will talk again. For anybody out there that is interested in learning about a place at home as a business owner or otherwise, please reach out to us at aplaceathome.com. If you're looking for a franchise, aplaceahomefranchise.com. It's scrolling below us here, this little window. Comment, whatever the case is, and Mitch Benson will reach out to you. Otherwise, everybody have a lovely week. And Dina, thank you again so much.
Thank you.
All right, talk soon.
Guys.
Yeah, miss you too. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one.